Hello, I'm Catherine Castillo, and this is week 2 discussion question for professionalism and ethics. As a counselor in the making, we learned from the beginning how important confidentiality is and how serious the code of ethics are. These standards are in place to help protect the client as well as the counselor when it comes to counselor-client role. But what about a deeper look at counselor worldviews as well as taking notes when a counselor is working with the client? How does the code of ethics play into those two dynamics as well as what are the counselor's rights in these two areas? So listening to Dr. Sarter this week in this week's video lecture really made me think about the right to refuse services to a client and the client's rights to their notes. These two stood out to me the most because my thoughts were different from the actuality. On the matter of right to refuse services based on a misalignment of beliefs or views between the client and the counselor cannot refuse services based solely on opposing views or beliefs. The counselor role is about the client and not the counselor, and having an open mind regardless of the counselor beliefs should be the standard for the counselor. To refuse services would mean discrimination against the client. This could also lead to termination of counselor if they are employed by a facility. This surprised me in a way because I feel that I may have a hard time with counseling someone who might think it's okay to lust for children. They may have never acted on those thoughts, but they have them, and I do not agree, nor do I condone pedophilia. The other thing I found interesting was that the client is allowed to ask for their case notes, as we as counselors have to give them to the client upon request. They have this right from the beginning. This is why writing is considered a counseling skill according to the video and Dr. Sarter. Counselors have the right to redact any information that may be harmful to the client, which is good because it may damage the progress already made with the client. I feel that client should have access to these notes and feel 100% comfortable with it. But I did have a question about it. Would a counselor be able to have two sets of notes, one that is easily accessible to the client and one for the client that, and one that is solely for the counselor that may contain the harmful information about their client? I feel that redacting information could make the notes inaccurate and the counselor may lose important information. I would like your thoughts on how you feel about having two sets of notes, one that's easily accessible to the client and one that's solely for the counselor that may have or contain the harmful information. Thank you. Bye.